Australia is a pretty unique place. Let me tell you of an Australian tradition we have. There are a chain of hardware stores called Bunnings. No idea why we called it something so stupid. It was probably named after someone who was trying to refer to a baby rabbit with a speech impediment. If I don't explain why it's called Bunnings, people are just going to tell me, aren't they? Bunnings is a chain of hardware stores named after two dudes who had Bunning as a last name. There. So every weekend, pretty much every Bunnings will have a sausage sizzle hosted by a local charity. What is a sausage sizzle? Well, glad you asked. A sausage sizzle is where you can get a sausage in a bun with sauces and optional onions. I think some people here call the sausage in a bun a sausage sizzle, whereas I call the event in and of itself a sausage sizzle because that makes more sense. Don't at me at DreamWowTV on Twitter. Anyway, having a sausage sizzle outside of Bunnings is rather iconic for Australia. At this point, it's as Australian as Crocodile Dundee, that episode of The Simpsons, and losing a war with emus. So why am I telling you this? Recently, an incredible controversy has spilled out into the world of Bunnings sausage sizzles. Something so dramatic it has the people of Australia up in arms, absolutely furious at what has transpired. It's such a big deal that news.com.au has not one, not two, but 4 news articles dedicated to this incredible controversy. The controversy is, of course, Bunnings asking the sausage sizzle staff to put onions underneath the sausage instead of on top when preparing sausages in buns for their customers. Because if they were placed on top, a few might fall off and create a slip hazard. This has truly rocked our nation. You might think I'm taking the piss, but I'm not. People are furious about this. People are saying that it's un-Australian. It was even featured on a morning show with notorious Australian dickhead Carl Stefanovic.
Yeah, good morning, Georgie. I've been lucky enough to cover some very important stories in my career, but this one would be way up there.
Where'd you get that sausage from?
Look, just Carl. Goodness.
There you go, Bunnings.
Just Carl.
So I thought it'd be fun to check out some of the Facebook comments and have a bit of a laugh about it because people are salty over onions. Seriously, it must have been a slow news day for us over here. What with not having weekly school shootings and all.
Patrick!
Onion.
Don't!
What did you say?
Onions on the bottom? No way. No wonder we have a generation full of sooks. What the hell is this country coming to? What the hell is this country coming to? What, like, Australia's going downhill. F it, I'm moving to New Zealand. Why? Because I gotta put onions underneath the sausage. I think they're doing that in New Zealand as well though, so never mind. The onions placed on the bottom of the sausage only makes the bread more soggy, which will create the bread to most likely collapse and cause more of a scene. And it also does not taste the same. Why are we altering our Aussie snag way for idiots who can't pick up after themselves? It makes the bread soggy? How long does it take you to eat your sausage and bread? It should be a 5-minute meal tops. And how soggy are the onions? Well, you deserve to slip on onions because you're taking too long to eat your food. I don't care really. I can't eat sausages and I hate going to Bunnings. Piss off then, Gwen. You're not involved in this conversation, so piss off. That's like people with like one leg going, oh God, it's really exhausting having to hop everywhere. And then this guy with 2 legs comes up and goes, well, I never hop anywhere, I just walk. Well, f you, okay? You're not involved. Relatable. I'm now not going to Bunnings over the weekend anymore. Absolutely ridiculous policy, Bunnings. Hashtag lowest onions are just the beginning. What about supplying one of your many slip-proof mattings? This is seriously what it's going to take for you to boycott Bunnings. Imagine if this person went to McDonald's and she was standing at the counter and someone goes, oh hi, could I get a burger without pickles? And she's like, oh f***ing, they're not eating pickles here anymore. Oh, I am boycotting McDonald's. F***ing grow up. I guarantee she went to Bunnings the next f***ing weekend anyway. Wait until you need a cheap pot plant. Then what are you gonna do? Stew it? Oh, that's a bit awkward. That's my dad's name. No, it's not ridiculous. It's serious. It's about the war on common sense by the PC and Safety Brigade. This is an ideological war and the Bunnings snag is another casualty. Not everything is political. It's just onions on a sausage. It literally tastes the same. These people are acting like they're banning onions. They're not. But this is my favorite way to eat the sausage. But it shouldn't. God, my brain. My brain. We are becoming such a pathetic nanny nation. Are we? You know what it is? It's Bunnings going, we don't want to get sued for $1 million. That's a waste of money. Let's just reduce the chances of f***ing dickheads slipping on our onions. Oh, Please, these oversensitive snowflakes imposing this cotton wool era on this country really need to get out and see how the rest of the world have survived. It's called being responsible and looking out for one's own well-being, not having an imposed list to abide by. That's as long as you're armed for what should be common sense. Oh, this makes me want to vomit. What does she think laws are? She's the kind of person that would flick her gum on the footpath and be like, yeah, well, you just don't step in it, use your brain. No, don't be a dickhead. Make the world a little bit better for other people. Janine, don't worry about the fat from the sausage. This is so funny, I can't believe what I'm hearing. Love those Bunnings fundraiser sausage sizzles. By the way, I only like a little onion, but squirt the sauce everywhere, and then 5 crying with laughter emojis. Thank you for your input, Peter. I'm glad I know how you have your sausage, but I'm having a barbecue. I'll make sure to invite you and only put a little bit of onion, but squirt the sauce everywhere. I got told off for walking barefoot around Bunnings yesterday. Just shrugged her off and continued with my day. Unless I'm at work or training of some sort, I don't wear footwear. My choice. Get f***ed. That's f***ing gross, Harley. Put some shoes on, dirty maggot. I hate it when they give you a sausage on sliced bread. Bread rolls or nothing. This also raises a very important point. Apparently over east, they put their sausages on a slice of bread. It's a cylindrical object on a square piece of bread. You're a idiot. Sausage in bun, or you can have no fun. If you want the onion on top, then you don't deserve one in the first place. I mean, he's got a point. The sausage on top of the onion is going to hold it in better. There's less chance of losing onion. You're getting more value for your money if you put the sausage on top of the onion. I am firmly in the sausage on top camp. I like this dude, Nathan. Whoa, calm down. I want to find a new world to live. WTF. I have survived thousands of sausage sizzles without an injury. Spilling the sauce, maybe. That'll be banned next. Over it. Well, I've never been in a car crash, so I don't know what you're complaining about. Old mate Craig says to his friend who got T-boned in his car. You dickhead, Craig. These are making me mad. I was supposed to laugh at these idiots and I'm getting upset. If only you could concentrate on our African crime rate as much as our faithful old snags. What an embarrassing country we've become. Jesus Christ, calm down, Fiona. It's not the federal government who are talking about the snags. It's Bunnings. What is Bunnings gonna do about the crime rate? Bunnings is not putting in enough of an effort to stop crime. They are too busy selling PVC piping. Alright, so that's enough of Facebook because they pissed me off.
onion.
Now, the thing is, they wouldn't have brought this whole onions under the sausage legislation in unless someone or someone's had actually slipped and fallen on the onions. And wouldn't you know it, a farmer and a nurse have come forward and shared their horrific stories with the rest of the world. Look, I don't want to make fun of people who have slipped and hurt themselves on a piece of onion, but the way they describe it in these two news.com.au articles, they are so over the top and dramatic. I mean, listen to this. In regards to her slip, the nurse said, "For me, personally, that one trip to Bunnings has nearly cost me my career as a theatre nurse, my home, and at my darkest time, when I could see no future, nearly my life." Did she flip and land directly on her neck? Like a cartoon character slipping on a banana peel? Look, I don't mean to make fun, but I'm imagining, you know when a cartoon character steps on like a bar of soap and then just rockets down the hallway? And they're like, "Ah!" Anyway, it gets better. The farmer, this is how he describes his experience. "I walked into store and it happened so fast. I had leather boots on. I went down on my back." Describing the ongoing effect the injury had on him, Trevor compared it to his days in the ring. "I used to be an amateur boxer, and I learnt the punch is not going to kill you," he said. "It's hitting your head on the concrete that is going to." I went to another Bunnings a couple weeks after, and I had a panic attack. And despite the changes, Trevor has a word for the wise. Every time I go into Bunnings now, I look on the floor. I look for onions. It's so dramatic, I can't. You can imagine him in a dark room with a cigarette like, "Now every time I go into Bunnings, I look for onions." This whole thing, I'm sure it's our current Prime Minister's fault, but we change Prime Ministers every week now, so I can't really give you a name at the moment. Although I would lay some of the blame on our former Prime Minister, Tony Abbott. I mean, who's to say that the piece of onion that the nurse or the farmer slipped on wasn't a result of old mate Tony Abbott chomping into a raw onion in the same Bunnings and shards of it just flew everywhere and landed in the path of both a nurse and a farmer? I didn't really have a point to make there. I just really wanted to highlight the fact that a former Prime Minister of ours on television chomped into a raw onion. Although it's not as bad as the leader of the opposition who doesn't know how to eat a hot dog. Honestly, with leaders like this, I'd be slipping on onions too, just to end it all. So, due to the nationwide controversy, I decided to go down to my local Bunnings and get a hot dog and test it out and see whether they're sticking to this new legislation and putting the onions underneath the sausage.
So the onion's on the bottom or the top?
I didn't get any onions. I don't like onions. I wouldn't have eaten it if it had onions on it.
But I could have had them, mate. What's wrong with you?
With that being a bust, I decided to try and recreate the conditions that resulted in the farmer and the nurse slipping over and see if it is actually possible to slip on a piece of onion when you're just walking along. I'm gonna call this Dreamworld Bunnings Busters, because that name isn't derivative at all. What is this way I'm standing? This is a bit weird, isn't it? So I've been preparing a small portion of onions for our myth-busting test, even cooking it alongside sausages to get that authentic, sausagey, greasy feeling. You know how we like it over here at Dreamworld's cooking show, don't ya? Yeah, yes we do. There we go, look, we've got the onion going, we've got the banger going. Ooh, look at that rich caramelization. It's f***ing hot. So we prepared 3 varieties of onion to help with our tests, just to cover all bases. We have kissed the fry pan, lightly sauteed, and epically roasted. Anyway. I was originally going to record this in my garage, but the floors at Bunnings are very slippery. They have a sheen to it, like someone's gone through with a wax thing and just gone. So I've decided instead to sacrifice my shiny linoleum floor. Look at that shine. For the onion slip test, take 1. Kiss the fry pan, barely cooked. Apply a portion of these. This dude was a farmer, so I should replicate his farmer walk. We're gonna aim for the left foot slippage. I stepped on it, but it didn't do anything. All right. It wasn't slippery at all. Unless you're fucking like, yeah, what the f*** was he doing? We'll move on to lightly sauteed, because clearly... Add it on top. Add it on top, f*** it. If someone was eating a sausage, this is what you'd get, all right? This dude slipped and did a backflip and landed on his neck on this, okay. He's a f***ing Donald Duck cartoon character. All right, Bunnings slip number 2. That was a bit slippery, but... I didn't slip though. For the epically roasted onion, I will walk like a complete f***head, okay? Alright? Oh, Even so, you would have had to work really f***ing hard to slip on. He was wearing cowboy boots. My shoes do have grip. Alright, this could be a cowboy boot. This shoe, if this is possible, I should go arse over tea kettle. I'm Liam Ramsey, and this is the onion slip. No. Oh. So he would have plausible, but I think myth busted. Don't wear cowboy boots to Bunnings. If you're walking like a normal person, it shouldn't. This guy was like 95 years old. He spoke about being an amateur boxer like 40 years ago. He was gonna fall down regardless of whether or not there was onion. He was just wearing his fall down pants. Broke my knee getting into a car. So I have weaker legs than most people. I should have been the one to fall. I'm gonna have to clean all this up now. Before I end this video, I want to give a quick little shout out to the Facebook page, The Bunnings Book of Snags. It's a page where a dude goes down to Bunnings every week and rates their sausage sizzles, along with a pretty funny bio about his day leading up to his purchase of the sausage. I'll leave a link in the description below. I definitely recommend checking it out. And that's it for this edition of WTF Australia. Which camp do you fall in? Onions on the top or onions underneath? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more weird Australian content, check out this video on a classic Australian TV show called Round the Twist. It is weird. Leave a like if you liked it and subscribe to join the Dream Pod to be notified of more weird Australian Thank you so much for watching. Sweet dreams. Mwah.
There's no onions.
There's no onions.
There's one. It's on top. One burnt onion. It's on top. That's a risk.
It's the slip hazard.
Yeah, that's a slip hazard.